Being just a coder is not enough anymore. I'm pretty sure you already noticed the overall sentiment of the market, especially if you're looking for a job at the moment. All these front-end development positions, back-end development positions, especially if it's a simple CRUD application, all of that is getting replaced slowly. It's getting automated. And AI is just eating a lot of jobs, especially the junior jobs at the moment. So what is our plan B? How can we and you and me as developers survive in this kind of an environment? Well, one thing I'm pretty sure about is that engineers who are going to survive are the ones who are not going to be writing much code, because the code writing part is gone. Now the engineers who are going to survive are the ones who are going to be designing stuff. Now by designing, I mean literally going on a different meta level of coding. And this is just another word for architecting or architecture. If you follow my channel, you know that I make a lot of software architecture videos. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go for it and do it, because this is the future of software development. And the thing is, coding is just a skill, while software architecture is a perspective. It does have a human factor in it. And companies are not blindly going to trust AI to architect the applications, but rather hire humans for that. And then I thought, if this is actually true, then how can I actually take advantage of that? And this is when I decided to go for certifications, specifically an AWS Solutions Architect certification and an Azure Solution Architect Expert certification. Now you might be wondering, who even cares about certifications for software developers? But let me explain. Proving that you're a coder is much easier than proving that you're an architect. To be an architect, you actually need to be good at system design, and these two certifications, or rather exams behind those certifications, are very good sources for that knowledge. AWS Solutions Architect exam actually does cover different use cases, different types of constellations of architecture. You actually have to learn the pricing, you have to learn what the storage types look like, how to achieve a specific goal without much overhead, and what the best practices are for specific types of architecture. It's really interesting because I already spent 2 months learning that. I can definitely recommend that, because it's not only going to give you a badge or certification, but it's also going to broaden your knowledge as an architect. Now, a little bit about the AWS one. Well, AWS Solutions Architect has 2 steps or 2 stages, an associate one and a professional one. I believe the associate one is totally enough, because the professional one goes very deep into proprietary AWS services, while the associate one gives you a very good broad knowledge that you can also apply outside of AWS. And the Azure one is also good. Now, the AWS is used by tons of companies across the world, but I'm also noticing that AWS is rather used by larger enterprise companies and less by startups, and also by governments, especially in Europe. So how exactly am I going to be taking advantage of this AWS certification that I get, right? So obviously I'm going to put it in my CV, and I'm going to be able to not only apply to software development jobs, but also architecture jobs, okay, software architect jobs. Not only that, but also the consulting companies, the large consultancies such as Deloitte, EY, PwC, Capgemini, and so on, they are fighting for the same customer. So to win this customer, they can always say, hey, by the way, we have engineers who are AWS certified or Azure certified. And this is a big reason for them to hire you. So this kind of gives you a pretty good advantage when you're applying for a job, and it's going to make you stand out among other candidates. This was just a short video to let everything that was in my head out. And I want to hear your opinion, guys. And if you like this video, make sure to check out my software architecture playlist, and I'm going to see you in the next video. Goodbye.